Welcome to the OPEX podcast. I'm Dave Claxton, and with me is our downright delightful debutante of doubles, Bethany McChesney.
Well, that was a lot.
Well, I've had 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You had to double it up.
Yeah, dude, you're wearing the Prevo shirt.
I know. I know.
I mean,
The persistently drug tested Prevo.
I'll be honest, my Prevo shirt has never fit me since day one, and I am a bit bigger than I was when I got it, so there's no way it fits me at all right now. But yeah. So she got hit with a random drug test, which is kind of good.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, I like hopefully they're drug testing all of the potential games athletes, but um I mean, I think if you're gonna get a clean one, you're gonna get Prevo. But
I talked to Carolyn about it. I said, "Do you think they're just targeting the people who they know are clean?" She's like, "No, I don't think so."
no, no, no. But yeah, no, I think that's great because really, you got to test out of season. You can't just test at the competition.
Did you hear her story of how it went?
No.
So she was at school and she gets this email saying that essentially the testers are in Buffalo and they're going to be at her house or her condo in like an hour. And she's working. And she's like what the hell? I guess so she gets a hold of him and she's like, "Can you come to my school?" So
Yeah.
she was actually teaching phys ed class when they got there, and so the kids kind of were there while she was drug tested. So she said it was kind of an interesting thing. But
Oh, that's
yeah.
interesting.
But yeah, she said like they gave her like an hour's notice. That was it.
Wow. Well, honestly, that is again how it should be, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she said apparently like when you're on the list, right, of
Mhm.
potential people to be tested or whatever. I'm assuming your potential games athletes or whatever. You have to submit like a 3 month schedule of where you're going to be.
Yeah.
For her, because she goes back and forth to California so much to see Lexi, that's really hard. Because, it could be like, oh, nothing's happening this weekend. I'm going to jump on a plane and head down to California. And she's
Mhm.
supposed to be where she's supposed to be. And
Yeah.
so, anyway,
Yeah. I mean, that's the way it is too if you're, Olympic stream athletes. And then if for some reason you're not where you said you were going to be, then they can call it a failed test unless you can produce yourself within a certain time frame. I mean, that is how it is with drug testing. So,
this is the first time we've said anything positive about CrossFit in a long time.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a move in the right direction,
Yeah,
but
it's a slightly positive. And I admit about positive CrossFit. I did watch the Mayhem Classic and it was pretty well done. The workouts were pretty well done. The competition was really good. It was well done. Stream was where like I find it hard to find any complaints about it other than this is personal taste. I'm not a fan of Rich Froning's commentary.
oh, okay.
It's just too Jim Bro-y, too many inside jokes.
Oh,
Um, just I prefer like um the more I prefer when they try to make it more professional.
yeah.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
just my take. It's just personal preference. I mean, it wasn't like a bad, he wasn't offensive. He didn't do anything stupid or anything. It was just not my cup of tea.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who probably really liked it, but that was me. But other than that, I mean, it was really well done. But yeah, still no go on the CrossFit. But I will say Carolyn is doing really well and is looking like she's got a good shot. And if she makes it, I'm watching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got to be done.
Yeah.
Be done. I would even be tempted to go.
Really?
Well, I mean, it's drivable.
Where is it?
Albany.
Okay. How far is that?
I want to say like 6 hours.
Okay. I mean, it'd be a kind of a unique experience.
Sorry, I was, and sorry, that's right. I had that in my mind that I was tempted, and then I actually heard kind of it's apparently, and this kind of turned me up, it's very expensive to go watch.
Oh, really?
And that I'm not so sure I'm down with because everything's so fucking expensive.
Yeah, it is. And it's another trip to the States.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me. I know a lot of people are put off about that right now, but I mean, obviously I'll see how this weekend goes, and then I'll have a better knowledge. But right
Hmm.
now, I'm not worried about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you get any American friends asking you if we're going to go to war?
No, and I was hanging out with my only American, not, she's not American, but she lives there. And we didn't even really talk about it, I guess. No.
Somebody asked me about it, and I'm like, a war between America and Canada would last about 15 minutes.
We're not going to war.
No, no. And it would pretty much consist of us going, yeah, sure, okay, whatever. What are we gonna do?
No.
I think the retired residents of Florida are probably more well armed than our military.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not entirely true, but
No, no.
anyway,
And not that our military,
it's
we got
all just being fought with, I think right now Canadians are just becoming really conscious of where their products are that they're purchasing.
yeah,
That's the war that we're really fighting.
yeah, yeah. And again, I don't downplay our military. I'm a big fan of our military and the people. The people are awesome. They're just
Mhm.
drastically underfunded and under-equipped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, this weekend, big hybrid weekend. Um, we got DEKA in Sacramento, which I will be at, which is I don't know if it's the first time a DEKA Fit is completely sold out.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is.
If it isn't the first time, it is it doesn't happen, it has not happened often.
Yeah.
And it is not a bullshit sellout, it's a legit sold out. You can't get a ticket.
Wow.
And
That's great.
yeah, because sometimes these events they have like their bullshit sellouts. Like Atlanta for Hyrox right now. It was like, oh, we're sold out. We've released more tickets.
Yeah.
Well, then you weren't sold out. And I know Spartan has done that kind of stuff before. It's like, oh, we're sold out of tickets at this price or whatever.
Yeah.
So it is, yeah, this is the legit no more room at max capacity. Here we go. And that's awesome.
Yeah. And we have some pretty big names going too, which is great.
Yeah, do you want to start with that or do you want to go Hyrox or Deca first?
I mean, if we're talking about DECA, let's go
Yeah,
there.
let's go. Let's go. And then maybe I'll change my shirt midway. I should have grabbed a Hyrox sweater. Um, yeah, so some names which are coming back, and this is, I think, a big thing for DECA because the elites have kind of faded away from there a bit, and we were straight out probably due to the fact that payments were not coming out quick enough.
Yep.
And I would think that's probably the one, other than Hyrox blowing up so much, I would think that's probably the major reason.
Yeah, I would say so because I don't think necessarily that, I mean, their training would definitely translate. Like you can train for Hyrox and run a really good DECA fit. So I think would just have to do with the money. And as long as there's no conflict with any of the majors
Yeah.
with Hyrox, then yeah,
Well,
payment.
yeah, it's the payment thing because like the race is fun. The race is
Mhm.
always fun. The officiating has become amazing for some reason. I don't know what's going on. And
The standards are held very,
standards
very.
seem to be better. Trying, very much trying. Yeah, so it's good. So it's good to see. And so I mean the big part is the women there. That like the three big guys.
I mean, this race might be one of the most stacked races since Worlds here.
Oh, I think so. I think so.
Yeah, so we have Lauren Weeks and Vivian Tafuto, who we haven't seen race at DecaFit since before last year's Worlds. To be
Yeah, because she was like the number one seed going in, and
into 2020, wait,
2023.
2023. And so we haven't seen her race it, I think, since 2023.
I don't think fit. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. No, she raced a team one, I think. I don't know. Anyway, it's been a
I
long
don't know.
freaking
Anyways,
time.
it's been a while.
Yeah.
So Lauren Weeks, Vivian Tafuto, Lauren Griffith also.
Yeah.
Who we haven't seen in the Duck Fit Arena in a while. Katie Duke, who we know has really been like focusing on, she's one
Really.
of the few athletes that I would say focuses on DECA. Bree Schrader, with a time that's, sub 35. Allie Tippett, who we don't have a time for her.
But we know her, like she's good.
Yeah, and a bit more of an OCR girl, I think.
Yeah, yeah. But she should
Yeah.
translate well.
Yeah, Julie Best.
We know is always in it.
Yeah, and then I mean the list goes down to 26 names in the elite field, which is really, really great for an elite field for the women.
Yeah, because they generally DEKA only likes to run 2 or 3 waves for the elite fields.
Yeah, so we have two heats here.
Yeah.
The first one they're keeping it at 12. So
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. The other thing, and I just want to put this out there before I forget, the amount of volunteer judges that have signed up for this one is massive.
really
Yes, like unbelievable. Thank you so
great.
much in advance, which is great. You get a big event, right? A lot of the athletes are all putting in for their volunteer hours and stuff like that. And
Mm,
so that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's the hybrid engine three-headed monster there.
yes. Yeah. It'll be so interesting actually, I think, to watch. I mean, if we're betting on it, I think Lauren Meeks is probably still going to take it, but with someone who's so focused on these stations specifically, like a Katie Duke, it could be a lot closer of a race than maybe we anticipate.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and Vivian's mile time is still so shocking to me. That 18:48.
Yeah, she's just
Hmm.
it's funny when you watch her because there's some people out there that just look fast, right? Like when you watch a Cat Fassbender, you know,
Hmm.
looks fast. Anytime you used to watch Rebecca Hammond, who we'll mention later on,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
just looked fast. Vivian doesn't look fast. She
No.
just
Yes.
is fast.
Yes. Yeah, she has run by me before at a Duck
Yeah,
Fit.
and she doesn't look like she's going outstandingly quick. And but man, she is. She is just
Yeah.
moving. And she's a person that you look at and she's like, she doesn't have like a weakness. She's just very well rounded.
Yeah. And I mean, when it comes to the ergs for Vivian and the tank too, she would be one of the best in this field. So
And it'll be interesting to see on this one because the tank is different. It's got
it's the new tank,
it's a new tank, and it'll be interesting because I don't think any of these women have tried it.
right?
I
Yes,
don't
it's the new tank.
the new tank, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll cause them much of a problem, but the first time pushing it in the warm-up area, they're gonna be like, whoa,
Oh man.
it's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Honestly, like I said, I like it better on the pull, push. Yeah, it's taking some getting used to. We'll see how that goes. Um,
I've just heard it doesn't always go straight.
well, no, because it steers from behind. So whatever way you put more weight, the back end's gonna swing that way, right?
Okay.
Like I said, if you picture pushing a shopping cart whose wheels only turn in the back, you know,
Oh, okay.
it's difficult to get used. But when you pull it, it just goes wherever you go, which is nice. That part's nice.
Hmm.
So anyway, those three will be amazing. I wonder with the shape Lauren's in if she can actually top her mark from last year where she set the record at Worlds.
I mean, I think if she has some pressure, it definitely could because I mean at Worlds she didn't have anybody breathing down her neck and we saw at the last major when her and Joanna were and Lauren does perform well in those types of battles so and she did we saw them both run a world record there so I definitely could happen if she has some of those girls that are really challenging her to kind of tap into that next level.
And I
And I
like
mean, with DEKA Fit, it's not like we talk about courses.
no, no, it's
So
it's the same.
it kind of is what it is. The only thing that really is the variable is the tank. Although, are they using the sandbag for the
Um,
over the bar thing?
I believe so, but having used that myself, it makes little to no difference.
Okay. Okay.
It
Yeah, so
actually,
that's the only difference
from
thing.
from my perspective, it's actually easier
Yeah, okay.
because with the ball, right, you got to kind of get underneath it. Especially like I'm a guy, I got good grip, but I got small hands, so I kind of got to get under it.
So the
Um,
bag you can kind of just grab
yeah, the
it.
bag I can just pinch on these sides, right? Like it's very similar to the Spartan bags we would do. on a heavy carry, right? So they're easier. I find they're easier to grab. Downside, if you're a person with long fingernails, probably going to get in the way.
I think these girls are probably okay. I don't...
Probably. Janelle Teal, she's not on this one, but she might have long fingernails. There are women out there with some fingernails. If Meg
Oh,
comes
I
back,
know.
I
I
think
know.
Meg would be have the fingernails on.
Yeah, but you do get used to training with them, I think.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, there's yeah, like you say, there's not a lot of variable. And I mean that's the thing we like about it, that there
Yeah.
isn't a lot of variable, that stuff
Mhm.
that's why the times can count. But that's going to be an epic race, and I really look forward to that. And it's going to be not first thing, right? Like it used to be. So there should be more people. Like I'm expecting actually to have a good crowd watching, and so a good atmosphere. This might be one of the best atmospheres aside from Worlds that we've had.
And is OCR report going to be there?
I think so, but I have not double checked that. If they are, I'll be put up a story. I bet you they'll be there in some form. Will they have the full thing or not? I don't know. Um, I don't think there's any other event going on this weekend that they're doing. So I don't know. I should message Jason. We'll figure it out. We'll post if they are.
Okay. Yeah, we will post it.
I hope so, because it would be nice to see that race play out. And,
Yeah, this will be a good one.
and I look at it too, like you said, and someone who does look fast, who is a person who looks fast, is Katie Duke. Katie Duke looks like she's going a million miles an hour and is
Hmm.
going very fast.
Yeah.
I just wonder if those three women will bring her, like, will bring her to like a massive PR, or
Mhm.
will they burn her out?
I mean, if I was Katie Duke and it's the time right now to kind of test things, I would hang on to them and then just see what happens. Sometimes you just have to try. So if I was her, I would go out anyways.
I like that. Race it till you can't race it no more sometimes, you know?
Yeah, show up to blow up. That was my motto in
Yeah.
university.
I like
You
it. I like it. You just go for it. Like
It's a little
I've,
Steve Fontaine of me, but
I've heard it before. Like you win it till you can't win it no more, right?
yeah, you just
You
gotta
know.
go because you don't always know where your limits are sometimes. So
And sometimes if you get out there and you got that fresh air in front of you, and you're just like, I got more than I thought I got.
yeah,
I'm gonna
you
go
just
for
draft. And I mean, it is easier to latch on to someone.
it. Mhm.
Even like psychologically, you kind of just shut off your brain and everything and you just latch on to their pace. Now, the stations obviously create variables with like you're not always coming out at the same time as them, but if you can, if you can be close and just kind of latch on, that's kind of sometimes just when magic happens.
Yeah, and I think that's a day where Katie can have magic happen. Um,
Mhm. No pressure too, right?
no,
So,
exactly. Like it's a no lose situation for her. She just goes in it, runs her ass off, and it is what it is.
yeah.
So, I mean, I look forward to it. And also, too, just so people don't know, if you are going down there, and it's not, well, it is too late to sign up to race, but Katie, Grayson, and Kevin Gregory are putting on like a clinic the night before.
Katie Grayson. Katie and Grayson,
And
sorry.
Grayson and Kevin
Okay, yes.
putting on a clinic the night before, which I was going to be at
Mm.
to, put in my 2 cents if needed, but my flight's not going to get there in time. So that's,
Mhm.
I'll just no rep you when I need to. Yeah, so that will be that's pretty cool. All right, what about the dudes? Who do we got for dudes?
Yeah, so the guys we have Grayson.
Yeah,
The only guy here, sub 30.
yeah, there's not many of
Yes.
those guys that are sub 30 though. I mean, what is there, like six total? Six or seven?
Yeah, yeah, probably about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we have Glenn Rakes, Chaz Hatton, Aaron Nolan, Dustin Needham, Tyler Board, Adam Bogey, Andre LeVay. So yeah, and then we're kind of getting into some names that we don't necessarily really know as
Yeah.
much from the Duck Fit, but yeah, it looks like, those top 5, 6 guys are gonna have a good race on their hands. But I mean, as the rankings are showing right now, Grayson is a fair bit ahead from his best fit time, but we know Glenn can uh Glenn can run. So,
I think
um,
I think the race between Glenn, Aaron, and Dustin, or sorry, Glenn, Chaz, and Aaron, and Dustin could stick his nose in there too, but those three people particularly,
yeah, I mean, their times are very
yeah, you're
close.
talking like in 30 seconds of each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know having seen, and it's funny too, because both Glenn and Aaron are over 40.
Yeah.
Chaz I think is a little younger, but those guys battle and they will fight tooth and nail. But the other thing that gets me about this is there's so many people that do not have any times registered.
Yeah, so we have actually from the information that we have two full heats of elite males without
Yeah.
any times for the fit,
Yeah.
which is great. So now we're talking like fresh blood into the sport.
Yeah. Now, and they do have one guy here, a Nathan Lewis. Now his strong time is I don't that seems wrong. But his strong time's at 21:30. That seems like a lot for a guy who ran a 108 Hyrox.
Maybe he's a runner.
Yeah, well, we know that DEKA does suit runners a bit more, but
And remember that's an open Hyrox.
yeah, but still, that's still a quick time. A 108 higher, you're not going to contend for the podium here, but you might be a top five, top 10 in a field.
Yeah.
Maybe a top 10 in this field, but like just it was some interesting stuff though
Yeah. It doesn't really seem to equate. Yes.
no, but you never know.
Yeah.
Other than there's so many mysterious people that you don't no idea where they're coming from.
Yeah, and I mean that's a good point because every great athlete has to have a first race.
Yeah.
So, there could be a name on here because there's two heats of names that we don't really know.
Hmm.
Uh, someone could just come out and smash a crazy time. So,
Well, look at people who have come out of the not backpack, but second, third waves. Again, Cat Fassbender came out and won a race out of I think it was the third wave. Um,
well, I was there. I don't know if was three waves, but it was definitely,
second
I
wave,
think,
but
the second wave and ran basically all by herself.
yep.
Yeah, we didn't know who she was. We actually thought it was a mistake on the on the
Jack,
result.
Jack Bauer lost a podium to a Nos when a Nos came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, a Nos was a 4 minute miler, but nobody knew.
Right. Exactly. People, you don't always just know people when they're coming from other sports. So,
So it could be exciting. You never know. It'll be fun to watch and see if anyone manages to come out of there.
yeah.
But yeah, that I think that race for 2, 3, 4, it's going to be epic race, and that's all I care about, right? It's just great race. Men's field not quite as star laden as the women's, but
Yeah.
I do think that you know some people are starting to come back, and it might just be for a fact that getting into a Hyrox race is near impossible.
Impossible. It's true. They sell out. Yeah, they're expensive and
That's
so
well, now Atlanta, like I said, Atlanta has more tickets open. They have not sold out their second day yet. So if you are interested in going to Atlanta, you can still get there,
yeah.
and
Hmm.
that's not a
I
bad
mean,
one.
different coasts too, so of the
And
location could make a difference.
and I think New York released more tickets. That's the one that released more tickets, but didn't. And I'm like, that makes me a little bit nervous for the people going.
Yeah, I don't know if they should crowd more people in there, but
That one was crowded enough to begin with, and then if
yeah.
they now added more tickets, I say I'm happy to watch that one on TV.
I mean, it's crazy to me too that these races like the one that just happened in Germany was 4 days long. It started on Thursday, so a full day Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Well, realistically, it's the only way they can get more people through the door, right? They've maxed out their capacity.
Yeah.
The whole track limits are finite as to how many people you can put through at how much time. So they're going from like 7 in the morning to 10 at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're maxed capacity. So it's either add another day or just say this is it and we're sold out, which quite frankly, I think it's a better play.
Well, I mean, you're setting up anyways.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
if you can, sell another couple thousand tickets on a Thursday,
At $200 a pop.
yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
They're printing money. Like I said, I hope they keep it together. I hope they don't.
Mhm.
I'll gouge too much and people just go, screw you. I've had enough.
Yeah, well, and again, like it's kind of a business model too, where you play with that line and you kind of keep you push until you find maybe the numbers go down and then you maybe drop your prices a little bit. So, I mean, it was kind of one of those things that I was told in business, like keep bumping it up until it affects, and then you bring it back down again. It's just, and I mean, I don't know if that's what you're doing, but you kind of, if people will pay it.
Supply and demand, supply and demand. Do you know the one thing that kind of sucks about this DEKA coming this weekend?
What?
The ruck was sold out and I didn't get in.
Well, maybe if there's a no-show.
I'm kind of hoping for that. I'm hoping for a no-show so I can get in the ruck.
That's crazy that the Ruck sold out too.
Everything, everything was sold out.
Wow, that's so good.
So NorCal, which is in about 2 weeks, the age group is sold out and men's elite is sold out and other stuff is starting to fill in to be it'll be I don't think this will be a 100% sellout like SoCal, but it's going to
Mhm.
be close. And I already registered for that ruck, so I'm in on that one.
Good. Mhm.
Chase me another banner. But all right. So roll away from DEKA for a minute. On across, literally across the country to Miami for Hyrox and the Elite 15 doubles qualifier. And that's all I give a shit about. Oh,
Well,
people
kind of based on the names on this list, it's kind of what people care about right now.
going for solo races, have a great time, put in some good efforts, win some banners, qualify for worlds. I don't care right now. I just care about that doubles because I think this is the most exciting thing in Hyrox right now.
Yeah.
It really is. I'm sure it won't be this way the next year. And I've been told that come Worlds it'll be streamed, but massive mistake. Hyrox not streaming these
Yes.
doubles qualifiers. Um, and yeah, so and the other thing is hopefully they learned from Houston and they've put everybody in the first wave.
I know.
So I'm hopeful, and I'm cautiously optimistic that they have.
Yeah.
Cautiously,
Yeah.
because I think it's gotten to the point where the athletes who should be in the first wave are now speaking up and saying, "Hey, what the hell is this? Like, let's make a real race."
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
All right,
Mhm.
so let's hear some of the teams. You want to start men or women?
Okay, let's start with the men this time then. So these are just lists of names that we know of for sure. So we have Dave Magida and Mark Gaudette. S Stiffer? I don't know
Colin
how to say.
Stephen.
Oh, sorry. Okay, dyslexic Dave.
That was
Um,
me. Colin Stephen.
Steeper, call it Steeper. Sorry. I was looking up, I was like
That's like
looking
the first time you've given me an alliteration. I feel moved.
Yeah, that was by accident, but it worked quite well. Colin
How it's
Steeper,
spelled.
and I'm assuming this is Jack Driscoll.
Jack Driscoll, yes.
Yes. Okay. Rylan and Ryan Kent, Chandler Smith, and Noah Olson.
Yeah, some big boy CrossFit names coming out.
Yeah, I love that. And as far as I know, this is Noah's first Hyrox.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah. I did look him up on results and nothing came up. So
But
that's
Chandler, this has got to be, I think this is his third doubles.
third or, yeah, I think his third or fourth. He might have done three.
So if I go back, you're right, I think this is his fourth. So if we go back, he did a doubles with Jacob Hepner where they tried to beat Hunter 2-on-1.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think they actually did beat Hunter, but Hunter actually ran an extra lap. And
Hmm.
then he did a doubles in New York with another
Yeah.
CrossFit, if I'm not mistaken. And then he did a doubles with
A
Dylan.
female, I think, with, was it Lauren? Yeah, it was a female.
Might have been his girlfriend, to be honest.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. Anyway, and then he did a doubles with Dylan in Vegas.
Yeah, ran a pretty good time,
Yes, he did.
56 minutes. Hmm.
Yeah. And then however, Dylan did run a 55 on his own. But anyway, um, and then and then he's running this. So right off the bat, I'm going to say, and so by the way, Noah Olson has been training for a marathon. No, a triathlon.
Oh, okay.
a long, like an Ironman, I think. So he's been putting in
Oh,
endurance training.
just jump right in.
Right. And so he's been putting in the endurance training. That said, I expect that these boys will not have the legs to keep up with some of these big dogs. But I think they're going to do quite well, and I'm a fan of both of the guys. So
Yeah, no, I think it's great that they're showing up here anyways.
yeah,
So, and I mean, you never know, right? We don't know.
no,
Noah is a phenomenal athlete, so
yeah. I think I'm excited to see their station times.
oh yeah. Yeah. That'll be good.
All
Could
right,
set some world records on stations.
could be.
Yeah, I'm personally most excited to see Rylan and Ryan Kent pair up. I was pretty stoked to see this pair come together.
That's
Um,
something you saw coming.
what's that?
That's something I saw coming.
No, I didn't. But then when I think about it, I feel like it makes sense because I think both
Yeah.
of them kind of need this in a different way, maybe more emotionally speaking. Just, Ryland's been struggling with this esophageal issue, and Ryan Kent is finding his way back too. And yeah, I think the two of them at prime are just deadly. So, if they can both if Ryan's head is in this, and which I know he's getting back there now, and if Rylan, if his physical limitations don't become a thing, and I think he's learning to manage them and kind of find his limits with everything that he does leading up to the races so that it doesn't become an issue, then I mean I think these two could definitely find themselves a spot in the doubles elite 15. So, and yeah, they could definitely do something phenomenal. So I think, and I mean, we know how exciting and personally how the doubles races just bring something different out of you. So I think it's just something that would be that's just so good for the two of these guys to do together.
So I said before when Kent was deep in the struggles, I said when he needed to go to Vegas, I said this is the process I think he needs to do. He needs to go to Vegas and he needs to finish, which he did.
Mhm.
Then I said he needs to go to the next major and he needs to fight,
Mhm.
which he did. It was no longer a will I quit. It's I'm gonna get in the fight and we'll see how it goes, which he did. And then I thought that he would hit the last chance qualifier and then he would have an actual opportunity to maybe qualify. He's not going to the last chance qualifier. So this is his chance to get it
Uh,
and make a shot at Worlds. And I think Rylan, who is already qualified for Worlds, Rylan's the type of guy that one will not quit on his teammate ever.
no.
And there's no chance. I believe the same about Kent too. Believe
Yeah.
there's no way Kent will quit on his teammate, and there's no way either one of them will let each other quit either. And so I think that they're going to propel them.
Well, especially because with Ryan Kent, I think one of the biggest things that he lost this year was purpose.
Mhm.
So when you're racing for a partner, you kind of gain that back. So I can't see that being a struggle for him. And he's going to find again the Ryan Kent that we know in Hyrox racing. So
And I'm
yeah,
looking forward to seeing them.
I love this team so much coming together. I think this is just such the perfect match. So I'm excited for this one.
I look forward to seeing them race at Worlds. I
Hmm.
They're going.
Yeah.
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 Then another names. So I didn't put probably, and I forgot to put this on the list here, and they're actually probably the favorites. Is Rich Ryan and Paleo,
Oh, yes, right. They are going. Yeah.
are still the open doubles records holders.
Oh, okay.
And I think this is going to be cool because I think what you're going to have is Rylan and Kent, they're front runners. They're going to go out hot,
Hmm.
right? They're going to go and they're going to hammer that ski and they're going to do it as fast as they can. Whereas Paleo and Rich, they fight from the back and they work like I think Rich, I think in Glasgow was probably the last guy off the skier,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be, Rylan and Kent out front and Rich and Paleo who are the favorites. So when do they cross
Yeah.
path.
Yeah.
I think it I think it would be a great race. I think on paper right now and the way things have gone, you might be like, well, Pelayo and Rich are going to run away with it because they've just been so good. But I don't think it works out that way.
Hmm.
I think the more Rylan and Ryan see open space in front of them, the more confident they're going to grow as the race goes on. And they might have a shot at upsetting Rich and Pelayo.
Yeah, I mean, this one would be too tough for me to call. So,
Well, I think
mhm.
I think odds betting Rich and Pelayo would be the favorites. I think if Ryan and Rylan beat them, it would be a bit of an upset. But I don't think it's like an out of the realm possibility. It's not like a long shot upset. It's just a mild upset.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the stations for Rylan and Ryan and combine those two guys on the stations and feel like they might have the edge there.
If they come off the burpee broad jumps still in the fight, then that's a battle of the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Hmm.
I know that Pelayo and Rich are quite good at the burpee broad jumps.
Hmm.
So I would think they would have an advantage there at that station and on the wall balls.
I don't know. It's a tough call. It's gonna be tight either way,
Yeah,
I think.
it'll be great race. So I'm
Yeah.
looking for that. Megiddo and Gaudette are interesting.
Hmm.
These are buddies,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and they both, yeah, so Megiddo again, he has his Megiddo doesn't have the times that, those other four guys that we mentioned. He's this season is or past season topping out at 59, where a lot of these other guys have dipped under. And can range in up to, more in the just sub 60. And yeah, Godet we don't really see in the Hyrox arena. So
No, and that's what makes it kind of interesting. But we know Gaudette's got wheels for days.
yeah,
Like
yeah, exactly. So
if Megiddo is running at healthy Megiddo, and I'm not gonna say peak Megiddo because let's not kid yourself, he's not at peak Megiddo now. He's just not. That's not where he's at, right? It is in his training, in his career. That's not where he's at.
mhm.
But when Megiddo's running well, he's fast, and Gaudette's someone who can keep up.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think I mean, they have a shot at getting in there, right? I'm not sure a lot of the other teams, but these guys, they're they're friends. They work well together. They won a DEKA World Championship together.
Mhm.
They have it, and we know that on the right day, Megiddo can beat anybody.
Yeah.
Now, again, favorites? No,
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 no.
but they can get in the fight. They can fight. All right.
And Colin Seifer, same again, run similar times to Dave Megiddo. So, and Jack Driscoll again is a bit of like an up and comer and has been racing a lot. And
I think the doubles is going to favor Jack better than the solo because I think that little bit of rest is going to help him a lot.
yeah, and I mean he's such a fantastic runner too. So,
He
and I
just
do think the runs become more significant in the doubles.
so here is the downside. He literally last weekend ran a marathon,
Yeah.
and I think he ran like a 240, something like that.
Yeah, 246.
Yeah, which is for dude his size is bloody amazing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
He's
Hmm.
got his wheels, but I think those two guys on the stations, on the machines and then on the sleds, they might do some impressive numbers.
Hmm.
And I could see them sneaking in like
Yeah, I would not count them out of this either.
Jack D, I think is got to be one of those guys who's as close to going under 60 as possible without going under 60.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's just where he's at. But I think, yeah. And Colin, man, I'm always rooting for Colin. I love that guy.
Yeah, good dude. Yeah, I didn't see when I looked up Jack, just I didn't see any results for him under 60, but very consistently low 60. So,
Yeah. So he will be great to watch. Yeah, so those are the names we'll go through for the men. We're not gonna pick podiums or whatever. We're just
yeah,
having guys. All right, women and some interesting teams here.
yeah, some great teams too. Oh, it'll be so good. So we have Tara Jackson and Bridget Brown, some phenomenal runners there. I love that. Um, Meg Jacoby and Camila Massa.
Again, another team of best buds.
Oh yeah. And then Maria Fesick and Jess Petrov.
Two of
And
my absolute favorites.
yeah, and then Katie Simmons and Chris Rogloski, who just raced also as a team together in Houston. So
They just got bumped at Houston because they were third in the first wave, and then Morgan and oh Lord, Mrs. Paleo, I'm sorry, I can't remember your name.
yeah, that's not yeah. Yeah.
They ended up bumping Katie and Chris off the podium and out of the qual spot. I
Mhm.
think that having now raced together, that could really help Katie and Chris.
Mhm.
Having a little experience together, having, got a chance to knock off the rust and see who, how to split up things maybe a little better. I
Yeah, they could change their strategy a little bit.
I don't know if they're going to qualify in this race or not, but I expect them to be even faster than they were in Houston. So you're not going to beat them easily. The problem I see here, though, is those some of the teams that are out there are absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it last weekend. Meg is in fine form. So,
Beast mode.
yeah, not coming back um subtly. So she
They, her and Lucas were 10 seconds off the record. And quite frankly, when I saw some of the runs, I think Lucas might have held her back.
she said her running felt fantastic. So,
Yeah, I've had quite a few
I
chats
don't
with
know. But same thing. I mean, Camila Massa doesn't have the running legs that Meg does either. So I'm assuming they're going to have the kind of strategy where Meg is starting and finishing the stations,
them. So
which could take a little bit of the sting out of her run. But I mean, Meg just looks on fire right now. So this team is just going to come out hot.
they need to set their pace at essentially Camilla's maximum running pace. Like I think they need to go out and let Camilla lead the run, right? And then just deal with the stations and keep Camilla at her total max run velocity,
Yeah.
you know. So, but
Yeah. I mean, really, Meg should lead the run and just have Camila hold on for dear life.
you think so? Is that the way you do it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. Like I said, I mean, I think back to even just racing with you, and it's like, just hang on. Just hang on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? This is faster than I want to go, but just hang on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't set the pace. I get to set
First
the
lap,
pace.
first lap. You let me do it on the first lap. I won't burn
Yeah.
it. Um, all right, and then we'll go with Maria and Jess Petro, the hybrid engine again in full force.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because I find these athletes very similar, Maria and Jess, where they, on a good day they're 101, on a bad day they're 107. Like they kind of have this big range, like they're very similar in that way. And which I think makes them a really good pair too, because I think having two athletes together who their running ability is super varied can be can be really tricky because the slower runner is just dying and then might not be able to help as much at the stations, and so they probably maybe lose their advantage. But these two women are so similar, I find. So, and it's the kind of the same with Rogloski and Simonson, where their range is pretty similar right now. So I think both of these teams are really good pairings. Um, yeah, and I mean, put them together, and I like Maria and Jess Petro are likely gonna finish ahead of Katie and Chris just based on what they've done this season. Jess had a really good race at the last major too, so
Well,
yeah,
yeah, I look at it like this. I mean, Katie and Chris, and we've joked about this before, and then Katie, who we are huge fans of as well. She's 109. That's what Katie runs. Is
yeah,
that's her run. Doesn't matter the course.
yeah. 107 to 109, the most consistent Hyrox racer there is.
And Chris is, she has some that are a little bit faster, but really she's, kind of in a similar kind of area. Like
Yeah.
they worked really well together, and like I said, I expect them to be quicker still. But Maria, who's hit the 102s, been in the Elite 15, Jess Petro just qualified for Worlds. Yeah, you're right. Their ceiling is much higher.
Yeah.
Like I think it's Katie and Chris are not going to screw up. They're going to have a solid race. They're going to be a little bit faster than time before was. Maria
Yeah.
and Jess have can blow the doors off, but they could also have their doors blown off if they're not careful.
Yeah. Yeah. And some of this could also come down to like top end speed, which I think is where Tara and Bridget kind of come in here is their top end capacity is really high.
I think honestly, on a good day, Tara and Bridget could pressure Megan Camilla. Like they
Yeah.
are that quick, right? And I
Hmm.
think again with Tara, Tara finds the sleds just beat it up and they take her legs away early. And I think sharing the load with Bridget, who also is such a good runner and
Yeah.
deceptively strong, I think that's going to allow Tara and Bridget to really use their running speed. Because
Yeah.
Tara is still a low 17 5K girl.
Hmm.
She's setting PRs at her age now, lifetime PRs for running.
Yeah, I love that.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and
And Bridget too, like her running is really coming into form. So, I mean,
it's
she's always been a great runner, but I mean, she's running probably faster now.
yeah,
Maybe after she's moving further away from having all of her kids too. So having a, getting herself back there.
yeah. And again, like I say, I think that, Meg and Camilla are obviously the prohibitive favorites, but I think on the right occasion, and this being doubles, you never know that, you know, and nobody hurts like Tara and Bridget.
Yeah.
You'll just embrace the pain, and they will have the best hair on the course.
Like
Oh,
messy.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It's the girls.
Crazy hair on the course. They will be awesome. Yeah, it's going to be a epic race that we're not going to see.
Yeah, we'll find some people with some really good. I mean, Mike Fessick's usually really great about getting a live stream going.
Luca, if he's there, he'll have one going on Camilla's.
That's right.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah, so I expect that should be good. Chris usually has somebody, maybe Austin's down there, who knows. Um,
Mhm.
and Jess, her husband, I think oftentimes goes with her too, so he might get so there'll be I'm thinking there'll be a lot of options for single cam Instagram live coverage. So I might have to have like a laptop, a tablet, and my phone
Yeah.
all set up on different ones.
And my phone.
Yeah.
Being yes, second yes.
Um, I I was looking up to who of those women do you think has done the most races?
Ooh, the most races of those women. I would guess Camilla.
You're right. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, she's been in there like she's not really hasn't been on an upswing this year.
Yeah.
This might be the thing that kind of, much like Kent and Ryland, that kind of turns it around
Mhm.
and puts her back into that winning mindset.
So the only caveat to that could be, so Chris Rogloski was just one behind her, is
Really?
Chris would have been racing before they really kept track.
That's possible. That's possible.
Like the 2019 races, I mean.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know if she dove in on any of those or not, but yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm just speculating, but yes.
there is one other women's team that is going here that I forgot to mention. And this is a
Yes.
team with
Sorry, we did forget one.
mass potential.
Yes.
You got
You mean Kat Fassbender?
no, but mention them. I got another one for you.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
I know I say her name wrong, but I like it. So Catherine Fassbender, it's Fassbender, but I call her Fastbender because she's fast. And then her with her friend, and I did Kelsey Hawkliner. So they'll be a good team also. Um
Did you
Kelsey,
do any stats on Kelsey? Like,
yeah, so I did. So she is in pro, she has a 108. And then she has an
That's
open
that's nothing to sneeze at.
no, no, it's not. And she does have a 105 in open. So I mean she can run. So
Okay, so I mean, we know Kat can do them both. Kat can do it all.
yeah, and Kat did a sub 60 open in Washington.
They're
So
they're right in with those other four teams. You know,
yeah.
and maybe not with Meg and Camilla, but and I think Tara and Bridget might be a little hot, but yeah, really, they're in there. That's a
Yeah.
good. But I got one more for you, and I don't think this team's going to podium, but it is very exciting team. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Nicole Miracle
Oh, yes.
and Rebecca Hammond.
Yes, I forgot.
We are going to see some of the prettiest running ever.
And we have to remember too, Rebecca Hammond was one of the top three in Hyrox back in the day.
Rebecca Hammond's one of the very few women who have wins over Lauren Weeks.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if she had stayed with it, and I heard this today on another podcast by Matt Mason. He's like, he said, or no, Bracken Proctor said that if she had stayed in it, she would be an Elite 15 woman right now.
Oh,
And
I believe so.
you know,
Absolutely.
I don't, not only would she be Elite 15, I think she'd be a podium contender at Worlds. Like her
Mhm.
running was so solid. And her,
Yeah.
like she was back in the days of nasty sleds. She was out sledding. She was doing sleds with like Rachel Von Der Rack and
Yeah.
Eric Kronikoffen and Lauren Weeks.
And
She
she doesn't come from that CrossFit lifter background. She's a track runner and a rock climber. So she's on the taller side, which again, we know that helps with the ergs. And just having a little bit more body mass. But yeah, she's strong and but so fast.
yeah, like I don't think this team is there for this year, but if you gave them a year to prep, they would be scary as heck because we know Nicole can run like the wind.
Yeah.
No one's going to leave Nicole in the dust on the run.
No.
Like,
But I mean, the stations are definitely going to affect Nicole.
yes, yeah. And we saw that when she ran a DEKA, right? I think she ran like a 35 in her debut DEKA. Now, granted, a couple of times she seemed literally lost on what to do at the station, like she had not even looked at it. Um,
Yeah.
but it just shows, and she still ran a 35. So if she's
Yeah.
if they did their strategy right, they got an outside shot,
Yeah.
because we know I would love to see them just fly out of the gate and just like because not being the favorites, I would just like to see them
Yeah.
show
Well, you're like, you got to use what you got. So just
your
take that
running
whole
speed.
gun.
Let them go, just turn the dogs loose. I think it would
Yeah.
be hilarious to see because
Oh yeah. Those two like at top speed, I don't think any of these teams could keep up with them.
I think you
And
need. I think if it was just a straight run, you'd need Megan Lauren.
yes. Yeah.
That would be the take because otherwise those two are just so fast.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't seen Rebecca do anything in a while, so we don't know, but I mean, I've seen some videos of her in training and I mean, she still looks super fit. So,
yeah, I think she's just one of those people who is so driven and dedicated, she'll never lose it. And her running was so like she had such good form that
yeah.
not like she was a power runner, and as she gets weaker, she's not going to have it. Her form was so good that she,
Yeah.
even when she's out of shape, she'll be able to run fast. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think she's out of shape, but yeah,
No.
that's what we got going on in Miami.
Yeah, it's gonna be so exciting.
And I do know there's a lot of Canadians going down to take place and go down there. Everybody safe travels, have a lot of fun. Just be thankful that this Miami one's actually indoors and not outdoors.
Yeah, not running on the sand.
Nobody wants that again. Um,
No. And the
if
course looks great. It's a double lapper.
oh, so that means it should be a quick course, but it could be a very big rock zone too, which could.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be. But yeah, the course is nicely lined up, kind of like Vegas if the in and out were switched.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that it's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna have a great time going where I'm going. I got FOMO from wanting to be there just to see it. But if I was the other way, I'd have FOMO the other way too. So I'm good. I'm where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
busy. But yeah, other than that, I think we're good. I think it's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, I think we covered it. So yeah, lots to pay attention to this weekend. But happy Easter if you're celebrating Easter this weekend also, which is also going on this weekend. Mhm. And
That's
we are just mountain biking for Easter weekend because my son got a new mountain bike, so that will be fun. Mhm.
that is a good way to make sure you go mountain biking is buy your son one. That's a dirty trick.
Yes.
I like it. That's parenting, baby.
Yeah, selfish. No,
Well,
he's been excited about this one for a while. So,
that,
anyways,
yeah. Sorry we missed a week, but hey, we're busy. By the way, that was one of the most commented videos on that people sent me messages for. It's like my 30-second video in the work truck. And I had people message me and go, I didn't know who this guy was in my
I
feed.
didn't know who it was either. I actually thought you were sharing a video of something.
No, that's how I look at work, which some people think is better. So I don't know. I might just wear that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Go to the next race in my Cubbies and my hard hat.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Take one of them construction calendars or something. Anyway, take us home, Beth.
Yeah, thanks so much everyone for listening and to everyone racing this weekend because I know there's a lot of you. All the best and just go out there and crush it and have a good time.
Win it till you can't win it no more.